Your limitations are not labels, they're invitations to rise, and the moment you understand this truth, everything about your journey shifts. People will look at you and try to define you through their own narrow lenses. They will say you cannot lead because you're a woman. You cannot succeed because you started late. You cannot grow because your circumstances are different. And every time someone tries to label you, you have two choices: accept their definition or rewrite your own. And I promise you, the second choice is where power begins. Limitations are not walls. They are windows through which you see how much strength you truly hold. When someone tells you you can't, let it ignite a fire inside you instead of extinguishing your spirit. Let make you stand taller, speak clearer, and work smarter. We are taught from a young age to avoid failure, to fear mistakes, to hide our weaknesses. But the truth is, your limitations are your greatest teachers. They show you where you need to grow, where you need to push harder, where you need to evolve. They are not here to stop you. They are here to shape you. Every time you face a challenge, don't shrink from it. Lean into it with courage. Ask yourself, what is this moment trying to teach me? And you will see that the world's doubts are simply whispers compared to the roar of your own potential. When people underestimate you, don't waste your energy fighting their perceptions. Use that energy to build, to create, to rise. Let every doubt become your fuel. Let every rejection push you toward refinement. Let every closed door become the reason you build your own entrance. You are not defined by what you lack. You are defined by how you respond to what you lack. And when you finally rise above those limitations, because you will look back and realize that the very things you thought were holding you back were actually the reasons you grew stronger, braver, wiser. Limitations don't break powerful women, they reveal them. Use every challenge as a stepping stone to prove not just to the world, but to yourself, who you were always meant to become. Success begins when you stop seeking validation and start seeking purpose. And understanding this distinction can change the entire trajectory of your life. So often, we live trying to please others, bosses, peers, society, even family, measuring our worth by applause, recognition, or approval. We chase likes, promotions, titles, and awards as if they will fill the emptiness inside or prove our capability. But the truth is, validation is fleeting. It can be given and taken away in a moment. And if you build your life around it, you will always feel unstable, uncertain, and incomplete. True strength, true growth, begins the moment you stop asking, do they believe in me? And start asking, do I believe in what I am doing? Purpose is the fuel that drives action even when no one is watching. When you have clarity about why you are here, what you want to create, and what impact you want to make, obstacles become opportunities. Challenges become lessons, critics become irrelevant background noise, and your work becomes unstoppable because it is rooted in something far greater than personal recognition. It is rooted in vision, intention, and conviction. You begin to make decisions not based on fear or comparison, but based on alignment with your mission and values. Women in business often face doubt from the outside world, but if you are constantly seeking validation, you are giving away your power. The more you focus on purpose, the less room there is for fear, hesitation, or distraction. You start taking bold steps, speaking boldly, and creating boldly because your energy is not wasted convincing others. It is spent building what matters. Purpose transforms every action into meaning, every setback into resilience, and every success into a tool for further impact. When you align with your purpose, you stop waiting for permission. You stop needing approval. You stop shrinking to fit into boxes designed by someone else. The clarity of purpose gives you confidence that cannot be shaken because it is anchored not in others' opinions, but in your own commitment to your vision. Your actions become deliberate, your focus becomes sharp, and your potential becomes limitless. It is purpose that turns ordinary efforts into extraordinary results. It is purpose that allows you to wake up every day with drive, even when recognition is absent. It is purpose that builds leaders, innovators, and change makers. And when you finally grasp this truth, you realize that validation is just noise, while purpose is the heartbeat of unstoppable success. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is the greatest teacher of successful women. And the moment you embrace this truth, everything in your journey begins to shift. Too often, we are conditioned to fear failure, to see it as shameful, as a reflection of our inadequacy, as something to avoid at all costs. But let me tell you, every woman who has ever achieved something remarkable has a trail of failures behind her, and each one of those failures carried a lesson that no success could teach. Failure is not a roadblock. It is a compass pointing you toward growth. It is an opportunity to learn, adapt, and strengthen yourself in ways that comfort and ease never could. When you fail, don't hide from it. Don't apologize excessively for it. Don't let it define your worth. Instead, examine it, understand it, and let it guide you. Ask yourself, what did I miss? Where can I improve? How can this teach me to rise stronger next time? Because failure is a mirror. It shows you what is not working, what needs adjustment, and what you are capable of overcoming. Every no you hear, every door that closes, every project that doesn't succeed exactly as planned is a masterclass in resilience, patience, and strategy. Women in business often face environments where mistakes are magnified and success is scrutinized. But let me remind you, the greatest leaders were once beginners who failed repeatedly. They were criticized, doubted, and underestimated, yet they used failure as fuel. They did not give up, because failure is not fatal, it is formative. It teaches you humility, sharpens your mind, strengthens your resolve, and makes your eventual victories profound. When you change your perspective and see failure as an essential part of learning, your mindset transforms. Fear of failure no longer paralyzes you, it energizes you. You start taking bold steps, experimenting, innovating, and pushing boundaries because you understand that each setback is a lesson, each stumble a stepping stone. You start celebrating progress instead of fearing mistakes, and when you finally internalize this, you realize that failure was never your enemy. It was your mentor, guiding you, shaping you, and preparing you to reach heights you never imagined possible. You don't break ceilings by asking for space. You break them by claiming it. And this is a lesson every woman in business needs to internalize deeply. Too often, we wait for permission, for someone to recognize our worth, to hand us opportunities as if our potential is something to be granted rather than owned. And while we wait, time passes, talent goes unnoticed, and dreams lose momentum. The truth is, no one owes you a seat at the table. If you want to lead, if you want to create, if you want to impact, you must step in with courage, assertiveness, and clarity. You don't knock politely. You enter confidently because your presence is not negotiable, it is essential. Women are conditioned to be polite, to temper ambition with humility, to avoid confrontation, and to fit into pre-existing molds. But in business, in leadership, in innovation, the world respects results and vision, not hesitation. You must understand that claiming your space is not arrogance, it is acknowledgement of your capabilities. Every idea you contribute, every decision you take, every risk you embrace is a declaration that your voice matters and that your perspective is invaluable. When you claim space, you set a precedent, not just for yourself, but for other women watching, wondering if they too can rise without apology. Claiming space also means refusing to be diminished, ignored, or sidelined. It means speaking when others expect silence, leading when others expect hesitation, and acting when others hesitate. It is about holding your vision with unwavering faith and ensuring that no doubt, no prejudice, and no societal limitation can push you aside. Leadership is not a gift given. It is a responsibility claimed. Every woman who has shattered barriers, built businesses, or transformed industries did so because she stopped waiting for affirmation and started acting with intention. When you step into your rightful space boldly, you inspire, you influence, and you ignite change. You teach the world that leadership is not gendered, that vision is not negotiable, and that success is a result of courage and persistence, not entitlement. And when you claim your space unapologetically, you discover that ceilings do not exist. They were never barriers, only illusions waiting for you to rise above and redefine what is possible for yourself and everyone who comes after you. Empowerment grows when women empower other women, and this is one of the most transformative truths you can embrace in your journey. Too often, society teaches us to compete, to compare, to measure our worth against others, especially against other women. But real strength, real leadership, does not come from tearing someone else down to lift yourself up. It comes from lifting together, from creating networks of support, from sharing knowledge, and from celebrating the success of others as a reflection of what is possible. When you help another woman rise, you are not taking away from your own journey. You are multiplying the impact of both your efforts and hers. In business, mentorship, guidance, and encouragement are powerful tools. Imagine a workplace where women speak up for each other, where they recommend each other for opportunities, where they share lessons, learn from their mistakes, and where collaboration replaces rivalry. That environment becomes unstoppable because empowerment is contagious. One act of support can ripple outward, touching countless lives, changing the trajectory of careers, and transforming entire industries. Every time you lift another woman, you reinforce a culture of courage, confidence, and resilience that cannot be ignored. Empowering others also strengthens your own capabilities. Teaching, guiding, and supporting another person deepens your understanding, sharpens your skills, and expands your vision. When you encourage a colleague to speak, to lead, or to innovate, you are simultaneously developing your own leadership. You learn patience, empathy, and perspective, and you see challenges and solutions through multiple lenses. This creates a feedback loop of growth, where giving empowerment becomes a pathway to receiving it, in ways you may never have imagined. Women who empower women become architects of change. They redefine the meaning of success, transforming it from a solitary achievement into a shared journey. They prove that leadership is not about isolation, that ambition is not about dominance, and that success is not zero-sum. When you extend your hand, speak a word of encouragement, or share your platform, you are planting seeds that will grow far beyond your immediate circle. And the most powerful part is that when women empower women, the culture shifts. Barriers that once seemed immovable begin to crumble. Ceilings that seemed rigid start to bend, and opportunities that were scarce multiply. Empowerment is not a favor, it is a movement. And each woman who chooses to support another adds momentum that no individual obstacle can stop. Proving them wrong is not about ego. It's about rewriting what's possible for the next generation, and understanding this completely changes the way you approach every challenge. Too often, people think success is personal, that achieving it is about proving yourself to those who doubted you. But the deeper, more transformative purpose of proving them wrong lies in impact, in showing others, especially young women, that limitations imposed by society, stereotypes, or even self-doubt are not permanent. Every time you rise above expectation, every time you achieve despite the naysayers, you are creating a blueprint for someone who will come after you. You are saying without words that courage, persistence, and vision can redefine what is achievable, and that success is not reserved for a select few. The world will always have doubters. Some will doubt your ideas, your skills, your decisions, your leadership. Some will assume you cannot achieve certain heights because of gender, age, or circumstance. And when that happens, it is easy to get caught up in anger, in the desire for personal revenge, or in validation seeking. But the truly powerful response is different. It is to take that doubt and transform it into motivation, not for ego, not for applause, but for legacy. Every achievement becomes a message that barriers are meant to be broken, ceilings are meant to be shattered, and perceived impossibilities are meant to be challenged. Women in business who prove themselves do more than succeed individually. They expand the horizon of what is considered possible. They influence policies, shift cultural mindsets, and inspire communities. Their victories ripple outward, giving courage to young girls dreaming of entrepreneurship, innovation, and leadership. Your success becomes a story that empowers others to see themselves differently, to believe differently, and to act differently. When you internalize this, proving them wrong becomes less about resentment and more about purpose. It is about responsibility. The responsibility to create pathways where none existed, to open doors that were once closed, and to ensure that the next generation faces fewer obstacles and more encouragement. Each time you rise above doubt, you are not only achieving for yourself, you are carrying forward the hopes, dreams, and aspirations of countless others who will follow in your footsteps. You are showing them that courage combined with resilience can rewrite history, and that their potential is limitless if they dare to rise above expectation.